I'm here with a good friend of mine, with Ardit. Ardit, welcome in our studio.
Thank you, Nick.
Many young people, they are leaving the country, but Ardit, by choice, he stay here. Tell us a bit about Albanian culture. How you define Albanian culture?
So, for me, Albanian culture is the family. It's a core value. We're seeing the Western world like being very much divided in family. People are deciding to leave their country or to leave their family to start their own life. They're becoming more individualist. While we Albanians have it again strong as a feeling. That's what really defines us. But it's not only Albanians, it's Balkans in general. I've seen that in people from Kosovo, I've seen that from people in Montenegro, in North Macedonia, or in Greece, in Croatia. So family is a very strong value that defines us culturally as Balkans and Albanians as well, yeah.
So the Albanian culture is very similar to the other cultures around, right?
In my opinion, yes. As far as I've seen, we have very much similarities. Like, we have history that divided us, historical choices, but culturally, in my opinion, we're very similar.
What makes Albanian culture different than other cultures in the Balkans?
Probably is the way that we Albanians think. If we can go, there is also this kind of joke. There is an Albanian, an Italian, and a German. You see the German following the rules, the Italians staying more chills, and the Albanians being a mix of them, but being more practical.
That's true. I can see in the traffic. If you want to make a way, you're gonna find a way.
Yes.
How you define, okay, culture is family. Which are other core values that Albanian culture has, and as well, how people can identify them?
So, one of the things historically that defined Albanians was the loyalty. Besa. We have a say that the Albanian loyalty is similar to gold, because when an Albanian gives you his word or his trust, it's like being for forever. Like, this is one thing that's defined our culture, so it's loyalty in my opinion. And probably will be also freedom.
Freedom.
Albanian wants to be free. Albanian wants to choose their own way, and they don't want anyone to tell them what to do. They want to be free. This is the main thing that they want, freedom. Which are
I would say, the negative aspects of Albanian culture? I can start with one. Is like, is lacking a bit of stability. This is what I have seen it. Except the people in power, they never change, but everything is changing. Okay, so tell me from your perspective.
Yeah, that's one thing. I would like to say also that it's probably the pessimism.
A pessimist, okay.
Yes. I can tell you, I speak with students all the time. I speak with people when I'm on the street, and one thing that I see is negativity in their face. I see the lost in their eyes, like, you know, when somebody has lost his hope. That's tragic, but unfortunately that's what I see. And maybe it's because Albanians don't want to take charges and to do something, because I think if we Albanians decide to go on the street, to raise our voices, maybe we will do something. We will change something. Look at what we're doing in Macedonia. The students.
What is happening in Macedonia?
They want to remove the Albanian language, and the Albanian students raise their voices. This week they did like a march, or also with some students from us. The Albanian students will do the same march on Tuesday at 18 o'clock.
What do you mean to remove the language from the
constitution? Yes, because the North Macedonian constitution has also the Macedonian language and the Albanian language.
Yes, two languages.
Yes, two languages. They want to remove. The government wants to remove that.
Why they should do that? Because you have a good population of Albanians.
Probably because the party in the government is anti-Albanian in North Macedonia. They want to follow this kind of policy, and in my opinion, it's not a good thing for the Balkans. We have suffered war since the 90s, and we need to make peace with each other. We had enough blood between our countries. It's time to make peace.
I lived in Macedonia for some years, so I know quite a bit the history and as well the opinions, Macedonians and Albanians. There is something that you should know, is that Albanians from Macedonia and Albanians from Albania, they are divided by the same language. What do I mean by this? They speak the same language, but they are two different kind of groups.
Yes.
Very different. So you don't have the same mindset and as well the same values. I want to ask you a bit about your project, family, faith and freedom. Can you share with us few minutes about each of these values, which are representing as well your vision and your passion for the country.
So for me, family is what's defined a person. Like each one of us is raised in a different manner from our families. We learn from our families. So that's what is important to me, first of all. Freedom, because I want people to be free to do whatever they feel like and whatever they believe it's the better for them. I want people to choose.
Do you think people, they are free if they do whatever they think?
This is like a very tricky question.
Yeah.
I know. I don't mean free to do anything they want, because that's when I come to faith. Because faith and freedom to me are very much connected.
They are connected, yes.
They are very connected because, yes, it's the freedom that you get, but also remaining in some core principle and moral things like faith. That's why I mentioned faith. I'm not saying religion because I'm Catholic, Christian Catholic. Someone else might be Muslim or Christian Orthodox. I don't divide people by their faith or by their religion. I divide them by the way they act. So it's not because you're a Muslim you should preach and then drink alcohol, or that you're a Catholic you should preach and then do whatever other thing, like for example to do on bets. But no, I mean moral, it's more important. That's what I say. So freedom, moral and family values are more important to me. This is what also I defined with my organization, Students for Liberty.
And if Jesus will set you free, you will be free indeed. What do I mean is that the true freedom it's coming through Christ. Because in the moment that someone is a new person in Christ, he will find kind of freedom from the power of sin, because he is forgiven. He has forgiveness from his sin. You know, many times in our society, we think a lot about ourselves. We are selfish and we are worrying about ourselves. We are very focused on our ego. But when someone find Jesus, I think it will become a giver. It will become someone that he will not focus so much on himself, but he will focus a lot of how to serve other people. When someone is a giver and he's a blessing, somehow God, this universe, it's bringing in his life more blessings to give, because you became a river. And when a river, it's sending the water to different directions and bringing water to everyone, then that river became like larger, you know?
Yeah.
So how important is for us to be able to use this freedom of expression? So, when you're a student in the country, in the Balkans.
So we live in one of the countries which has the less in the rankings for freedom of expression, freedom of speech. We don't have that. We've seen like growing also during the time of the wokeism or the cancel culture, where people were like very much politically correct when they were spoken to. No, I'm for, if somebody thinks something, they need to be free to say it.
Yes.
Inside some morals, I'm not saying to insult anyone, because that's not what I mean by freedom of expression. But if you think something, you should be free to say that. If I say, for example, I believe in the right-wing policies, or I'm for family values, you shouldn't be cancelled because you say that. No, you should be respected. And I've seen that in the West has destroyed people who are like saying, I'm from the right, I decide to vote for the right, or I decide to vote for the left. They get two different kind of reactions. People who are rightists are being treated like Nazis or fascists, while those who vote on the left are treated like human beings. So that's one thing that really is destroying our culture, and I don't want that to be in Albania as well. So I fight for this, to prevent this cancel culture.
I think we should have the freedom to be ourselves, and as well to speak a bit about our opinions. Even that your opinion maybe is different than mine, I should respect you as human, I should respect your opinion, and I should love you as a man created by God, right? Yeah. So this kind of freedom, I think, is very important to promote and tolerate, you know, around us. Having faith and to express that faith in a way that people will see the light of the gospel and the light of Christ.
Yes.
Can you share with us a bit about future steps for your projects? I know that you have been invited to some of the TV stations here in Albania. What is the next steps, if you have any clear vision in this year, 2026?
So I want to keep growing SFL. I want to bring more students because I think students are purely libertarian in their ideology. They want to be free. They just need to take the courage to come to us. And then, yeah, one of the goals that I have is to create some debates. I want to train people to be free to express themselves. I will share to you something personal. When I was in my second year in the universities, I always loved to debate my own professors during the lessons. We were doing like international public law, and I always loved to talk about geopolitics and international law with them, and it was like me against the professor, the debate. But I want to create this kind of culture for all the students in Albania. They shouldn't be free to discuss, because if you go in the West, the professor and the students discuss. They don't hear only the like the monologue of the professor. They have like kind of dialogue, and they can also debate their own point of views. That's what I want to train for students, so we can have a free society in the upcoming years.
So you are planning to start through the end of the year this kind of debates?
Yes.
There is something that you mentioned about libertarian.
Yes.
How you define a man who is libertarian, a student who is like?
So how do I define libertarianism? Libertarianism is individual freedom and the minimal intervention of the state.
The minimal intervention of the state?
Yes. I see when I talk to the youngsters or to the students, they want to be free. They don't want the state to decide what they should do. They are very, when you are young, you're not so conservative. You are very liberal, in the classic liberal way, not in the liberal as is in the US or in the UK nowadays. But I think it's a mix for the Albanian culture and for Albanian students. It's a mix between liberalism and conservatism. And I think this is the best way to describe libertarianism in Albania. So this is the kind of ideology that students have. I talked with people, they say like, we want to be free to do business. We want to have more money in our pockets. It's difficult to get a job because the salaries are not good, and they decide to leave. So I say, okay, let's do something for that. I want to bring you guys, come to me. We can discuss, we can do like a brainstorming, and we can propose. This is the big project, this is a big goal. But also this is how I define a student who is a libertarian.
You know, many things can change in a country. If you believe or not, look at El Salvador. That country, it was so down. Now it's so many things has been changed there, because there were some people who understood, the importance of standing up for the truth. Thank you so much, Ardit. So anyone who is following this material, and I will invite to follow you, and as well to see on your project which are the things that they can, understand, learn, and as well, we hope for a better place and as well a better tomorrow, and this will come when each of us will be better. God bless you.